Government corruption has never been more prevalent or caused more harm. It's why extremism is on the rise. It's why the financial gap between the haves and have nots has never been wider. And it's why our planet is at risk of an extinction level tragedy. That's why I need your help to keep exposing the truth about the rot on both sides of the aisle. Become a supporter or a friend of the show today by clicking on the coffee link in the description box below. Friends of the show join me on a Zoom hangout once a month, and you guys can ask me any questions you want, and I can get to know you better. But the most important reason to help is to keep the show alive. Together, we can and will save our country and our planet. Thanks in advance and enjoy the show. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, of course, I have to cover the biggest, the best news that we have had in a long time. Donald Trump's Florida home, Mar-a-Lago, has been raided. It was raided yesterday. Here's what we know so far and what we don't know, where this might be going. So the non-official official explanation is that this was related to Trump taking classified documents to Florida. Some of these documents were so top secret that they can't even be described to us. We can't even know the names of the documents without having the most top secret clearance. I don't know if I completely buy this explanation, though. I'm thinking, are we to believe Trump already handed over 15 boxes worth of classified material and then there's still more? We'll see what comes out of this. But what's clear is that if Trump is found guilty of destroying any documents, he could be barred from running for office again. Not just taking the documents, but actually if he destroyed any. And obviously, if he's found guilty of sharing any of these classified materials with others, especially like foreign adversaries, it's game over. That is treason, potentially. And if they found any evidence of any other crimes while they were searching for these missing documents, that's all fair game. That can all be used against him in other investigations. Another idea that I heard floated, which I think might be closer to the truth, is that the DOJ used these stolen classified materials as an excuse to gain access to Trump's home, and that their true intention is to secure January 6th evidence. Again, there's no evidence of that yet. We don't know for sure, but that's something that's been posited as a potential. Needless to say, MAGA world is in complete meltdown. Now, if they had listened to or watched something other than Faux News Channel or Steve Bannon, they would know at this point that Trump is in deep shit and that something like this might have been coming down the pike. I mean, this all has to come as a complete shock to them, given that they have no clue what he's actually done or how many crimes he's suspected of committing. They never hear the truth about any of that. So they're freaking out. They're saying it's politically motivated. They're saying things like, this is what third world countries do. No, this is the opposite of what third world countries do. A third world country would do what Trump did, which is to look the other way and allow politicians to commit crimes with complete and utter impunity. Others like, oh, pardon me, Marge, yelled in all caps on Twitter. She said, defund the FBI. I mean, seems a little bit nervous to me. I don't know. What is it that she might be nervous about? But what's really funny to me is that barring a few co-conspirators like Marge, like Matt Gaetz, people who still like him, or at least they want him back in office so that they can get a pardon from him, most of the GOP is just feigning outrage. You know that the Kevin McCarthys, the Mitch McConnells of the world are just as happy about this as everyone on the left. In fact, one of these secret Trump haters may have even been feeding Trump's secrets to the FBI because he admitted they searched his safe. They would have had to believe that an evidence of a crime existed and was in that safe. And because they would have to tell the judge, they have to be very specific about what they plan to search. How many people would have known what's inside of Trump's safe or what evidence that he might be harboring at Mar-a-Lago? It seems if this was just a fishing expedition, they would have raided all of Trump's properties at the same time. For some reason, they believed his crimes could be uncovered with information found at that particular residence. And if Trump supporters want to know what happened and what was taken, they should pressure Trump to release the documents. The feds have to give you an inventory. It's my understanding from everybody I've heard talking about this. They would have had to give Trump an inventory of a list of everything that was taken. And he would have received a copy of the document that the judge reviewed before making the decision to issue the search warrant. So why is Trump hiding this information from his supporters? And they're trying to say, his attorney, one of them at least, is trying to say, oh, this was just, stuff that he had already declassified and it's no big deal. Really? Because if that was true, like Kash Patel, one of his administration officials, came out and said, oh, Trump declassified a whole bunch of stuff before he left the White House. So none of this is real. This was all declassified information. Okay, first of all, there would have been a whole process he would have had to go through to declassify this stuff. So that's a lie. But let's say he had declassified this stuff. According to Kash Patel, Trump said, I want to declassify all this stuff because the public has a right to see it. It's been almost 2 years since he left office. If he declassified this stuff because he wanted the public to see it, where is it? Why hasn't he released any of it? And if it's nothing, if it's all just, a bunch of love letters from Kim Jong-un, why wouldn't he just say so? And why won't he share copies of the document on his little sad social media site showing that, oh, it's just letters from Kim Jong-un or whatever. It's non-consequential stuff. It's not actually, intel. It's not actually stuff that could harm our country. The fact that he hasn't said anything tells us that this is a very serious matter and the things that they collected were very damning. The other thing now that I've seen come out is that the judge in this case, the judge who made the determination that, yes, I'll approve this and you can go search his property, they're now trying to tie the judge to Jeffrey Epstein. Apparently, the judge worked in private practice before becoming a magistrate. And they're saying, oh, this person, when in private practice, they represented some of Jeffrey Epstein's prior employees. Okay, well, guess what? Trump was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, and by the way, Trump is the one who appointed this magistrate. Whoops. So, yeah, if the judge was tied to Jeffrey Epstein, why did Trump appoint the judge to begin with, if that was a problem? And why is this judge that was appointed by Trump approving something that's illegitimate? That just seems weird, right? They're going to try to spin it, guys. They're going to come up with anything they can to deflect and to defend. But like I said, if Trump has nothing to hide and there's nothing damning in these documents, put them out there. Show everybody what they took. Show everybody what they were after. Until he does, looks really bad for him. So anyway, guys, when and if I hear more, I'll let you know. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.